Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Panic Attacking, the podcast where we talk about what makes us anxious and what makes you anxious. I'm Steven Rogers.
I'm Andrew Chavone. You nailed that.
I nailed it.
Yeah.
We had to record a second time. I'm too honest.
Take two.
Also, you pointed at me to be like, you're Steven Rogers. It is so funny. This is a great episode. We have our third guest, Anthony Devito.
Yes, it was amazing. He doesn't seem to be that anxious in person, but
or in his comedy.
But he is.
He is.
We got into it. He had probably the most anxious couple of days of his life, and that triggered an anxiety attack, which we get into.
We get into the whole story.
And he's treating himself. We talk about his remedies for anxiety. We talk about our remedies. We
learned some stuff, too.
Yeah.
Stuff we don't even do right now that I'm definitely going to.
Me too.
Yeah.
So if you have anxiety, listen to this for some tips.
This is a good one for. We try to keep it right on. It's all anxiety. This is a good one. There's a lot of stuff we talk about. How anxious I get when I'm alone, and
how anxious I get when I'm tired and need to sleep, but I can't because I'm too tired.
Yeah. This is a juicy one. I'm real happy about this one.
Yeah, we weren't able to get any listener topics in because we had a limited studio time, but next week we'll
get a bunch.
Load them up.
Yeah. And also, if you may have noticed, we didn't get a picture with Anthony because I had to run to my spot, which we reference in the episode, and it got canceled while I was on the way.
Oh, man, go figure.
Yeah.
You went all the way there. And
all the way there, and Uber was the worst.
And by the way, we didn't really plug Anthony at the beginning, but Anthony is...
amazing comic.
Yeah, he has a Comedy Central half hour.
An amazing album, really good album called Dream Occupation.
He has a great Colbert set.
Very good Colbert, and also a very funny podcast called The Rad Dude Cast.
Right, and we talk about it on the episode, but we share some listeners with him.
Yeah.
So if you're a big fan of Rad Dude Cast, hey, this is your dream come true. It's like when the Flintstones meet the Jetsons.
You and the Flintstones. Anyways, and as always, date's getting pretty close. December 20th, we'll both be in Concord, New Hampshire, at the Bank of New Hampshire stage doing live stand-up.
Yeah, tickets are on sale. Go to Steven's website.
Or Andrew's. I think they just send both of our sites, send them to their site.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. All right, stay tuned for the music.
Stay tuned.
My heart starts beating really fast. I'm like sweating and trembling.
Me too.
Am I gonna die?
Okay.
This is the podcast.
Just hit record.
Okay.
It should be like
Can you get a
2-minute discussion every single episode about like, do we do it now? I don't. Okay, well, maybe we should wait. Is everyone hydrated enough?
Dude, you're our third guest, and that's basically been the routine.
That's perfect.
Oh, I didn't bring a ball.
I have them.
Perfect. Let's give it to him.
Oh, cool. Do I get?
You get a stress
ball? Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
All right, here
Thank
you are.
you very much.
That's yours. That's
beautiful.
That's your compensation.
Actually, this is great. My apartment, it's basically all it is. I think Greg described it as going to like a medical supply store. It's just like different stations and things for anxiety. Like, that's all
really?
it is. Yeah.
Is it recording?
Yeah.
Oh God, I didn't know that.
Why?
So then you have stuff for anxiety in your place.
We have a tremendous amount of stuff because Julia, my girlfriend, is riddled with anxiety.
Ooh.
That's I don't know, something about that seemed mean.
No, riddled? Riddled is an appropriate word.
I pictured just throwing chocolate chips into dough. So that was.
I pictured the Batman villain Riddler. Riddled. Riddled me this.
He's too nervous to go out and cause problems.
I couldn't. I wouldn't want to.
Riddle me this. Do you like me?
That's so funny.
Is this riddle good enough? Probably
At
not.
the end of the riddle, he asks, "Was this any good?"
Riddle me this. Am I your favorite villain? Do you like the Joker more than me?
Yeah, maybe that's why his jacket's all question marks. There's like his actual like concerns. Like, is it too warm? Is it too cold?
He's wearing his own doubt.
Oh man, that's great.
Yeah, no, we have. I'm trying to think of all the things we have at the moment. So we have compression boots. Have you guys ever used those?
No, Jesus Christ, it's like futuristic.
It feels very much like you're either like very young in the future or you're 100 years old. They're kind of what you said. They're like these like full boots that you put on yourself, and they basically just pump air into the space, and then they just squeeze your legs. It's very relaxing. I think it's like a blood pressure thing. So we got that. Then we have like a shiatsu back massager kind of thingy.
Oh my god, man!
And
And
then it's like an Iron Man suit of worries.
Yeah, Tony, things are stark.
We've got a helmet that says they're there.
Oh my god.
So yeah, those are so we got that, and then Julia, like they'll be saged like all the time.
Right.
Burning?
Yeah.
Or
no, they freeze it.
Yeah, no, we chew on it every now and again.
It's in the spice rack.
Yeah. So we got that, and then candles, and then her new thing that she got, and I love this thing, is it because we have a standing shower.
Yeah.
So she got this like inflatable. It almost is like a dunk tank.
Oh.
Because she finds baths to be very relaxing,
right?
And, calming for anxiety. So it's like a personal above ground pool, like I would say.
Oh my god! Wait, I've seen the picture.
Yeah. And it's
this
inflatable thing, and she just sits in it, and she fills it with like Epsom salt and magnesium flakes, and lights candles, and puts on Downton Abbey. She has a whole world going on in the bathroom that is so vastly different from whatever I'm doing on the outside.
Man, that sounds so common.
It's so nice. She threw me in there the other day, and it was it was so sad because
were you by yourself, or was she in there?
No, she put me in there, did all the things for me. She put like a basketball game on my iPad for me. It was so sad. It was so nice. And then she just got out of there and did whatever. And I kind of just sat in there. It felt close. I mean, not, but like some. Like similar, like just relaxation and just isolation of like a sensory deprivation tank.
Wow.
And it's like a second living room. You know, like it's a convertible bathroom. You can morph to a hangout space.
Yeah, if you wanted.
Yeah, we'll come over and watch the game in his
in your
tubs.
tank.
You sit on the toilet. You hang out by the sink, and I'm just going to be in this dunk tank for a while. And we'll all watch the Bucks play the Knicks.
Did you feel weird getting into the game while in this dunk tank?
It felt very relaxing. I don't think I've ever listened to Stephen A. Smith and been more like, hey, man, like, why are you so angry? Usually I'm like there with him a little bit, but that's
so great. Man. So one of the reasons we have you on today, we didn't introduce it.
Oh, yeah. We'll do that in intro.
Right. Anthony Devito is our guest. That's why I wanted to talk to him before. Oh, God, I'm in my head.
Yeah, but we'll record an intro before this.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
We don't do that thing where we compliment the guest to their face. So
no, that's disgusting.
Yeah, we can't. No way.
So uncomfortable.
Especially in by the way, we're in the smallest room ever. This is I think
we're in a shipping container.
Yeah,
I think we're in the duck tank.
Or in your tub, Anthony. This is so small.
Yeah. It's very, very tiny.
Remember how we didn't record in my apartment today because I'm like, there won't be enough room.
Yeah, your apartment makes this look like the Vanderbilt mansion.
Yeah, you guys should take pictures of the dimensions of this room.
Yeah, we have.
I
don't know if we can lift our arms out.
It does. It feels like a Japanese sleep pod.
Do you have that in your bathroom as well?
We're working on it.
This is like what an Amazon purchase sees. This is like a box with like packing materials.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah. This is like a Pixar movie about an Amazon box. This is my story.
Yeah. But we ran to each other at the Halloween party.
Yes.
And I was, at the moment, standing alone, uncomfortable. You walked in. I was like, thank God. And then we started talking immediately about anxiety.
Yeah.
Which you said is something that's new, that's coming.
Yeah, I'm new. I'm new to the world of it.
You're new to the world of it.
I'm so excited to have a new thing in my life. I wish it didn't keep me up like this. But yeah, no, I don't. I've never really had it. My girlfriend, obviously, like she's riddled with it.
Yeah,
well, she's got the boots.
Yeah, but I never really had it. And then I don't know, like a couple months ago, I'm trying to think about like what really set it off. It was like a number of things. So like she's a babysitter and she had gotten hand, foot, and mouth disease from one of the kids she babysits.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, I thought only cattle got that.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, it's like a very like industrial revolution.
Wow.
Kind of
Oh my goodness.
I've only heard of it. I've
Yeah.
never. Wow.
So it's like it's a thing that like mainly kids get. But she's around kids, so she brought it home. But when it gets to adults, it's like it's bad.
Man.
And so we and
My
you're
God,
like,
I think that's what killed Edgar Allan Poe.
It was the Raven.
so yeah, like you have to be like super quarantined.
What?
Sorry.
No, that's fine.
Okay, cool.
We burp all the time.
Cool.
Is this an anti-vax issue? Is that what's happening?
What do you mean?
Like the anti-vax moms not getting their kids vaccinated? Is that what's bringing back this ancient virus?
Maybe. I mean, you might be right.
Oh.
Yeah.
Or I'd never heard of it. I really only heard about it in like president biographies.
Right, like Taft's wife suffered from it.
So now you have an iron lung and you're right next to the boots.
Yeah, that's it. Oh no, don't mind the iron lung when you come over. Just pretend it's not there.
Oh man.
So we were like laid up with this thing for like 7 days.
Oh my God.
And it kind of takes you on like a real tour of being sick, where it's like you get a sore throat for like 2 or 3 days, like a really bad one, and then you get fever for like 2 or 3 days. And then beyond that,
God,
then
I already feel sick.
oh, it's terrible, man.
I
And
think
then
I have this.
you definitely don't.
I have the hoof and mouth.
You got foot and mouth.
So then you develop blisters all over your hands, feet, and then on the insides of your mouth. So it's like
God.
impossible to eat. You can only drink like warm liquids. Everything hurts.
Wow.
So it was just, and I think it was just the two of us just in that for like 7 days, couldn't leave. That's it. In a tremendous amount of pain. And then from there, I just went immediately on the road to do like a weekend in North Carolina.
Oh,
so
wow.
it was like the traveling. I didn't really like. I'd felt just like mentally like, oh man, like I'm gone. Like I'm exhausted. Physically, there had been really no symptoms. But then at the end of that weekend, man, the last night of shows, like the whole weekend, I was like, man, my balls feel weird.
Oh no!
No.
So so I was like, I don't know, I'm probably just in my head. It's fine. So then the Saturday doing 2 shows, and I was like, I got to see what's going on down there. I mean, this is like, it kind of seems crazy. And I reached down, and my left ball was like down my leg. I mean, it was insane how big it was.
It was in the sack though.
It was in the sack. Yes, it was in the sack, but it was going.
Oh God! It was trying to escape.
It was going to the foot, man. It was going to the foot. I was like, I want to be reunited with my friend. But so I was.
It sounds like the tagline of the Amazon story.
Yeah, in my head, they hung out at an earlier time. But
the ball that lost his way.
Yeah,
From Pixar.
Oh man. So it was like big, like I don't know, have you ever like seen something on your body where you're like, well, that has to go, you know what I mean? Like I was like, they're gonna have to take off my balls. Like this is.
Oh my God, yeah. I think that with less problems, like when my foot falls asleep, I'm like, this is it.
Oh man,
They're cutting this off.
Yep.
I can't imagine looking down at my balls, like making a sprint.
It was nuts. It was so big. So I do the 2 shows.
I know.
Oh God.
You do 2 shows with this problem?
Yeah, I was, those 9 people, they had to laugh.
Oh my God.
I didn't know the extent of it until like it was just in my head. Like I checked it, I think before the show, and I was like, it feels weird. And then I think between the first and the second shows when I was like, oh, this is out of hand.
Man.
So I just kind of powered through the second show. I was also like, man, just enjoy this time because I was like,
yeah,
after this show, I'm going to not have the same amount of balls.
Yeah.
So like, just like enjoy.
And you're going to be doing your set in falsetto.
yeah. I'm a whole different act now.
Going to be singing Ave Maria.
Yeah. I have to learn Italian. It's like a lot.
Well, that's why we gave you the stress ball. We heard they took out the.
Thank you. I'll stuff this guy in there.
Yeah, no one will know the difference.
So then go.
Was this the Comedy Zone?
No, it was Good Nights in Raleigh.
So you said your sack.
Good night.
So then, so I do the show, and then I just go to the ER. Because I was like, all right, this is happening.
And you're traveling the next day.
And I'm traveling the next morning. I'm leaving North Carolina at like 7 a.m. to go to the Borgata to do a week of shows in Atlantic City.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
you're not even going home.
No, I'm not going home. And I had just been only home with hand, foot, and mouth disease for a week. Like,
oh my
God!
So
I was just all over the place. So then I go to the ER, and then the doctor is like. She's like, I mean, yeah, that is abnormally large, which was like kind of reaffirmed, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then she was like, we have to, check for testicular cancer. I don't think it is that. Like right away, she was like, I don't think it's testicular cancer. I don't think it's testicular torsion. We're going to have to do an ultrasound just in case. But she was like, most likely it is, she goes, most likely it is gonorrhea, chlamydia, or syphilis. So, and then I was like, well, that is impossible.
Right.
Right. And like, she was like, is it? Like, she was trying to, like, plant the seed of, like, you are on the road a lot. You know what I mean?
Right.
And, like,
right.
Oh, my God. Controlling the narrative.
Kind of a little bit. And
Yeah.
I started to get defensive about my own relationship with the doctor. And I started to be like, yeah, check me. Like, I was like, do all the tests. Like, like, whatever.
Yeah.
So then, that it took like all night.
You call me a cheater?
Yeah.
Put my balls on the machine.
Well, that was the other thing. She was more like, oh no, I believe you wouldn't. Like she more was like, I don't think anyone would fuck you, but your girlfriend probably, especially if she has to be with you. Yeah. I would imagine. Yeah, of course. So,
in the back of my head, I'd still be like, well, at least it's syphilis. I mean, I don't have cancer in the balls.
Totally. No. I
mean, my relationship's ruined, but my balls are going to be
figure that part out. But
they're not going to be amputated.
I walk out of here with 2 balls. I'm a happy man.
Yeah. I can get another girlfriend.
Yeah. Another ball? Oh, I don't even know what store you go to for that.
I'm going to have to get a ball transplant. I don't have any friends.
You know how hard it is to meet a ball out there?
Look through the catalog.
Yeah.
Find the one that suits me.
And then chip it in this room.
So then,
oh my God.
So I'm there all night. Like it just, it was. I got there at midnight, and then my flight was at 7. They do the ultrasound at like 4 or 5 in the morning. She gets the results back. She gives me like, what's it?
Penicillin?
Were you?
Oh no, I'm just scratching.
Oh! I thought you were saying I have a booger. Steve, as I was talking to him, he just started scratching his nose, and I thought he was giving me like. I thought it was like a third base coach. I was like, "What? Well, I don't know. What should I do? Wrap it up? Are we done?" I had no idea. He's really stressing about the state of New York.
He thought he had a booger. Right?
I thought I had a booger. That's what I was doing, but now I'm.
Oh, it's okay, man.
You're projecting that booger insecurity on our guest.
Your eyes were so intense that I was like, something has to be wrong with me.
Right.
It couldn't, because you were concentrating so hard that I was like, he's trying to tell me something. I was like, do I kill Andrew? Like, I thought it was like a very private thing you were trying to tell me.
Oh man, that's how strong my anxiety is. As people develop their own.
Oh man.
Yeah. Oh man, that's so funny.
Yeah. So then I go from there.
You got penicillin?
And it wasn't penicillin. It was like something else because I'm allergic to penicillin. It was like some other acillin, and it was fine. But there was like a shot, 10 pills, whatever it was. Then flew from Raleigh to back here, and I didn't even do. Yeah, I flew back here, left for Atlantic City within like 2 hours. Like I just mentally just gone.
Yeah,
like it's just too much. And then Atlantic City is like not
good for when you're spiraling.
Yeah, it's not a place to recover.
No, it's awful. It's an awful horrible, place. Man. It's like an abandoned mall, and everyone there is like the Hills of Eyes.
Well, they're all visiting from somewhere else too. It's not locals.
God, it's brutal, man. It does. It feels like the apocalypse, but like they were the only people you wouldn't have thought would survive. You're like, why would these people of all people be around?
By happenstance, they're like, their crack fell into a bomb shelter.
Oh, it's so depressing, man. Oh my God.
They made meth in a lead-proof trailer.
Yeah, they've gone to the other side where it's like you can actually get high enough where you're now healthy somehow. But yeah, no, it was brutal. And then like the shows there, like the people that you see walking around, it's not like there's like a different bunch that goes to your shows.
Right.
Like those are the people that now you're like, hey, do you guys want to hear about my family? And like they're like, there's just no way.
Wow.
So so I was just like mentally just gone. And then my mom, like I just helped my mom like with bills and stuff like that, and like she just screwed something up with her money. And like my mom and I like were great, but this is like the one area where it's like a constant since I was a kid. So then like it was like something just that she could have done but didn't. So now it fell on me to do, and now I was paying for that. Just paying for her like forgetfulness,
right?
And like she's like, well, she's not the one who paid. Like it's just a relationship where very much like I'm the adult in a lot of ways in the relationship,
of course.
So it's like, I think it was like all those things, and then that was just kind of the switch, and then my heart was just out of control. I thought I was having a heart attack, and then
oh my God,
my girlfriend like walked me through that. She was like, I think you just have anxiety now.
There's no way you would have got out of that unscathed.
Yeah.
So, wow.
Yeah, it just was too much.
You'd have to be like a robot or Jacob Williams to not be affected by this.
People gonna get that?
Yeah, they
Jacob
are.
Williams takedown, really?
We pretty much reference him on every show because he was our first guest and it was so bad we never released it. So we always bring him up.
I had one of those.
Yeah,
I had one of those. I did.
Thank you for deleting that, by the way. I appreciate it.
I did years ago. I did. Chris Laker and Michael Fox had a podcast that was all about what you masturbate to.
Oh,
and I came out of the
These
box.
podcast premises.
Way too hot.
Oh,
I could see her send a text to him during it that was like, "We can't air," and then I had to keep going and I tried to save it. Like I tried to be like, "All right, maybe if I really punch up the second half, like this will be all right." And it was bad. But
did the podcast come out? I mean, at all?
They had me on again, like maybe a year later, as like, let's try that again. Like they were very nice about it, and then that aired. But
nice.
But yeah, no, it was. I felt terrible in the moment,
man.
But yeah, no, it's just kind of happened.
Wait,
Go ahead.
Did you ever find a diagnosis for the ball thing?
Oh yeah, totally. I totally forgot to tell you guys. I have syphilis. No.
Oh my God.
No, it turned out to be this thing called viral orchitis, which is a complication from the hand, foot, and mouth disease. So that's what it was. And then like gave me. Oh, this was the other thing that happened. Like so they gave me all this stuff. It went away within a couple days.
That's good.
But I had like tremendous diarrhea because of it.
Oh.
So like I was.
Oh, my nightmare.
Oh, it was horrible.
That's your nightmare.
I can't stand diarrhea. Oh God.
That's your nightmare. You didn't hear anything he said before.
Well, that's bad too. But the diarrhea at the end.
I will sit on a toilet for 24 hours if I don't have to deal with any of the other stuff.
Man, yeah.
But you gotta sit on a toilet. You can't sleep, but you're tired.
Oh my God. You'd rather think you're losing drinking half
my balls, then have diarrhea for how long did you have the diarrhea? 24 hours?
No, 3 days.
Oh yeah,
wow.
I would choose the ball thing.
Yeah, I had diarrhea on the flight. It was horrible. Man. I was in the
Man.
bathroom the whole entire flight.
Wow, how long was
Everybody
the
was
flight?
looking. I was like, I almost
you have anxiety.
yeah, man. I felt so bad for everybody else because like if I saw me, whatever. Go into a bathroom for the duration of a full flight, a commercial air flight. I would have been like, I would have been freaked out the whole time.
Wow. I mean, I scratched my nose and you were worried. So
yeah.
Good thing I didn't have diarrhea.
So then I had diarrhea for like, I don't know, the first 3 days, and I shit my pants in Atlantic City.
That sounds like a country song.
That's just. Oh man, is that the song you closed with?
I shit my pants.
Oh man,
yeah.
I get to keep my balls,
but I lost my underwear.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right in the hotel room. It was so sad.
Oh,
man.
so close.
Yeah, I know. But then I did the shows, and then I think
Wow, that's a trooper.
yeah, it was like a week of shows.
Do
They killed me.
the shows with your poopy pants.
You are smiling now. How are you
We're very removed from it. I made it out.
When was this?
This was September. It was like late. Yeah, it was like pretty much from like the last week of August till the end of September, somewhere like around then.
Wow.
Yeah. And then, like, from Atlantic City, came back home and did, like, 2 one-nighters upstate in a row. So, like, immediately was just, like, on a, in a car, like, did 2 more gigs. Hadn't been home in, like, almost, like, 2 weeks, something like that.
Wow.
And then just got home, and then, like, my heart was, like, out of control. And,
Wow.
like I was saying, I was like, I think this is a heart attack. And then
Yes.
everyone was like, no, you're too young for, like, that to happen.
Right.
And it's probably anxiety.
Yep.
So, it sucks, man.
Dude, man.
What you guys go through
Wow,
sucks.
what an origin story.
What we go through.
It is what we go through, but I got to say, what you went through sucks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
that was
really.
a lot.
That's like the anxiety. If you make anxiety in a lab, that's
Wow.
how you create it. We were born with it. I
Yeah,
think. you created it out of thin air.
we got it through learned behavior. It just thrust upon you like a lightning bolt.
Yeah, like a lab explosion.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know, like, until I started saying all the things out loud, because, like, I don't know, I tend to just take on a lot and not, just kind of deal with them in a, I guess in a sort of relaxed way. But I didn't realize the amount that I was taking on until like I would tell every detail of it, and then everybody like kind of would have the reaction that you guys had. That was just like, yeah, of course,
Right.
It
would
yes.
develop.
I mean, it sounds like something that could eventually go away, but if it is something that you keep, it is less hard to deal with than what you went through.
Well, you definitely have to process it. Sounds like you are. Do you see a therapist?
Yeah, I started from then, like the month or whatever following that. Like I would go once a week. Like I think there was like once where it was like one normal session and then one phone session, like within the week. Like I had to talk to her pretty often.
Oh, nice.
And then I did these like somatic breathing exercises. You guys ever do those?
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it's like meditating almost.
Yeah.
Oh, I do. Okay, yeah.
Because you do the transcendental meditation, right? Yeah, we were talking about that.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would do normal meditation, the somatic breathing exercises.
Right.
I would, thankfully our apartment is just filled with all these anxiety products.
Anxiety gizmos.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Every piece of technology hugging you in every single way possible. Wow.
So, yeah, I use all that stuff. And then, just working out, too. I found that to be helpful in terms of, like,
man.
lowering your heart rate. And,
Yeah.
And now it's kind of coming and going. Like, now it's more, okay, like, something happened in the day. Like, I can pinpoint it more now.
Yeah,
you know?
Are you able to be like, this is anxiety?
Yes.
This is not.
Yes, yeah. Like, whereas before, like, and because that's what makes it worse, is because you're like, oh, I'm just supposed to like breathe and be calm while my heart is going a million miles. Like, I'm just worried it's a heart attack, and I'm like, and that's just another concern now.
Yeah, knowing what you're going through really helps with the anxiety. Because you're like, oh,
knowing the trigger.
Right, yeah, you're like, this is, like you said, I'm not going to drop dead. I'm just having an emotional issue right now.
Well, you should tell him about what Andy says.
Well, that was the panic attacks?
Yeah. His father's a therapist.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, he listens, and he diagnoses us, and he's probably going to diagnose you.
Whoa, cool.
But he said that your fight or flight response can only last 20 minutes. So if your heart's going nuts, has it lasted more than 20 minutes?
I don't think so. I mean, I think when I was in the thick of it, it was. Because I only would know it really at the end of the night when I would try to go to sleep, when I tried to meditate, because then it would be like I would only be listening to my breathing or my heart. And I feel like at those times, at some points, it was lasting longer than 20 minutes.
Wow. Well, maybe it wasn't a full-on panic attack. Maybe your body was just heightened or something.
Could be, yeah.
And maybe it refreshes after 20. If they're like, oh, he's still...
It goes up and down.
Back. Yeah.
I mean,
Could
it's
be
possible. He's still in danger. Feels...
Yeah, I would find, like, because eventually when I could get myself to sleep, like, I might take, like, a half a Xanax from Julia when it was, like, really bad, but I would wake up and my heart would be racing. And, like, I would have to calm it down, like, all over again. And then I would go through my day writing, whatever, and I wouldn't notice it as much. But then when I went to meditate or when I went to go to sleep at night, I would be like, oh, fuck, like, this thing is still here.
Wow. Hey, did you get your blood pressure checked?
I did not. I'm going to get a physical next week just to make sure everything's okay with that. It kind of, I talked to more, like, a friend of mine's a doctor, and then one of Julia's aunts is a nurse. So I talked to them, and they were like, this really just seems like it's just a lot of anxiety, and it's just staying in your body for a while.
My gosh.
Wow.
It's like a demon.
Kind
possessing you.
Well, that's the thing, right?
They compare it to that.
Right.
They say that's why some people, they recommend spiritual stuff and meditation. It's because it's like that's what demons are to some people.
Yeah.
Is guilt and anxiety.
Right. Because, it's a thing, right? Like, where, like, it leaves the brain, but the body keeps it for longer than the brain does. So it just kind of stays around. Because I would find, like, I wasn't, like, head-wise, I would be fine. I wouldn't really be worried, but, like, it was just still in my body.
Yep. Yeah, man, I've been there. Yeah. I mean, our therapist said that when that happens, you have to acknowledge the anxiety, because sometimes, I don't know if you're trying to fight it or... But that's what we did. We were trying to fight it or persevere without really acknowledging it, and it would just get worse. So, like, they said, like, what did she say? Treat it like a visitor?
It's like a visitor. And you ask it, why are you here?
Right. Yeah, and I do that with the voice in my head.
Yeah.
And that doesn't work?
It does.
Oh.
The voice, well, my therapist had me name the voice in my head. Yeah. Very silly, but it works.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because it just takes the gravity away from it. So then I started doing that with the anxiety to treat it like a visitor. Like you said, then you have, like, it's kind of weird because then you have, like, two people you're dealing with.
Yeah.
Dude.
You're just like...
It's a full house.
Yeah, so it's a lot in there.
Mine's named Danny Tanner. So that makes sense.
Kimmy Gibbler is your syphilis.
So, now it's like, it feels like it more comes and goes, but it's, like, super, like, acute. Like, I can be like, oh, I was worried about that, so that's why my heart is racing tonight.
Yeah. Dude, you're doing everything right.
You're doing great.
It's just going to take some time, but it feels like you're going to come out okay.
Yeah, I'm a lot less worried about it than I was when we first spoke.
Oh, man.
Then I was like, I was kind of in the thick of it or coming out of it, and, like, him talking to me, I was like, oh, this is very helpful.
Yeah.
You're the right guy to find at the party.
All I wanted to do was talk to you about it once that came up, but then... Todd Barry came over, and I'm like,
this was great.
He's going to judge the hell out of me if I, if I mention how nervous I am.
Oh, it was great. No, but you did. It was nice. I think, that was...
Oh, I'm glad I could. I mean, anytime. In all sincerity. I went today to therapy, and, like, a big thing, have you ever heard of HALT?
No.
Hungry, angry, lonely, tired.
Oh, okay.
So it's like noticing those triggers, because... they say, like she says, it's more than half of the reasons your mood changes.
Right.
Is those things, and obviously some of that checks out with the story. But
Yeah, you were hungry. Or because you had diarrhea. And you're angry because of the diarrhea.
It's all in my underwear, you know. I'm very angry I don't have any underwear.
he's lonely.
And I'm
He's
the
been on
only
the road.
person in the world with no underwear.
I'm the only one in this airplane bathroom.
I'm so exhausted from having all this diarrhea.
Hey, man, I mean, that lines up.
It does. It
really
lines
does.
up. Yeah.
That could have triggered. It was the Hulk Super Megazord.
Well, all of that was.
His was Halt D.
Yeah, halted.
Halted.
That's so funny. Have you heard of halted? Hungry, angry, whatever. L. Tired, diarrhea. Don't rule out diarrhea. Could be.
And then MBLAB. What's that? Might be losing a ball.
I like the idea too. He has to be told when he has diarrhea. It's like that unaware. He's like, I have loose days. That's what I call it. Is that? Oh, that's a thing. Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Man.
The therapist is like, "What's that smell?" He's like, "I have diarrhea." Okay, well, I think that's an issue.
Did your parents have diarrhea?
How does it make you feel?
How does it make you feel?
Oh man. So, do you have things that you've noticed are triggers now?
Yeah, I think some career stuff seems to be like a trigger.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. I think that's what even like when that happened with my mom. I think just going from like good nights to Atlantic City, feeling worn down, being like, this is my life. Am I making, what is this?
Yeah.
What exactly is this? And then doing those shows and being like, I don't want to do they're great money and I'm grateful for them, but it's like the actual time on stage, I'm like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
And then my mom,
the itch isn't being scratched.
yeah. And then my mom calling and being like, well, I have to do this, so support her. And then
Oh my God.
she's just kind of in a way like pissed away, whatever money that I'm working so hard
Right.
for her. And I think like even saying this like paints her in a bad, like she's great. She's just she's just bad with money. Like that's really all it is. So I think like career stuff tends to be like a trigger for me because I could feel it when like things happen.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just some of it's just not really being on social media because then
Really?
it's like
Yeah, man.
because then if I see something, then I'm like, oh, hey, I should be, you know what I mean? It's never really jealousy for me. It's always like inadequacy. I don't know
Yes,
if you guys
that's
feel
definitely mine.
that. Yeah. Like
yeah.
I don't.
I should be doing more. I'm at home right now.
I don't know. I tend not to get mad at other people or whatever. It's all internalized.
Yeah.
So I'll find like if I do see something during the day or like if I don't write that day, whatever it is, if I don't feel a sense of accomplishment that day in terms of like my career,
Right.
Then that night I'll find that like, oh, the anxiety is back.
Yeah.
And especially for you, and my therapist says this with me, but it's more on you because you're supporting yourself with the comedy money. But
Right.
every joke you write, do you feel like you have the pressure to support your life and your mom?
A little bit, yeah. So like with her calling, then it becomes like it snaps like me back into focus that like like my mind is my work. So it's like if I don't think of a joke today, like I didn't make money today.
Yeah.
But I had to stop. That's an impossible way to work.
Absolutely.
I think in this because you
Yes.
want to look at it like art,
Right.
So
We'll also look at it this way, the same sentence. Your mind is your work, so you can't do that to your mind.
totally, yes.
Yeah, you can't abuse it.
Yeah. And it's not gonna feel free, and the product itself is gonna be less if that's the approach.
Right.
So the further I got away from it, then I was like fine and like back to normal. But
Wow, man.
yeah, stand up is good because you can write during the day and then at night you see it, and if it gets a laugh, you're like, hey, like I might make some money off whatever
Yeah.
I did. Like that's not the direct thought, but it's
No.
like it's in there along with like accomplishment, whatever the other feelings,
Approval,
validation,
accomplishment,
all those
yeah.
things, right?
Yeah, dude, just having a good time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
no,
Yeah,
of course.
yeah, literally just having a good
Seeing
time.
people smile
Yes.
because of you.
Totally.
And getting money from that. It's great.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah.
going in the back, but it's like, it's there.
Yeah.
So then writing, because then I started working on this like one man show, whatever like this thing is. That's tough because you're like writing an hour in one lump.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I was like writing more of that, and then like not doing as much stand up, I guess, or just like not really writing new stand up because I was spending the whole day writing the show.
Right.
But then
Okay.
like I wouldn't see the product of that writing that night.
Yeah.
So like it wasn't
I feel
as it's been once I do the show it'll be more fulfilling, but like there wasn't that sense of fulfillment because I never got to see the work.
Yeah, I feel that when I write like pilots and stuff.
Right,
I'm just
exactly.
like writing in a room, and you can't really take a pilot into a group. And
Right.
I mean, I guess you could, but
Well,
I don't want to bother them.
excuse me, everyone in this Starbucks.
You will be Trevor, Lord Mailman. I see you more of as a Linda.
It's like one of those people on the subway. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen.
That's hilarious. Why has no one ever done that?
Oh, that's funny.
That's really funny.
Who wants
Excuse
to
me,
play
ladies
the
and gentlemen.
Amazon package?
I have a spec script on my hand. Who would like to be Robert Redford's mom?
Wow.
That's so funny, man.
But one man show, you have less pressure to get laughs per minute, right?
Yeah, there is. I haven't done it yet, so I have no idea how I'm gonna feel because I've never like. I don't think I've ever performed with the. I wouldn't. It's. I guess it'll be an adjustment to be like, well, then why am I up here?
Yeah, right.
Because when you're not getting laughs with comedy, you're like, this is just a very scattered
Yes.
and uninteresting TED Talk.
Yes.
Like
It's all right.
I've
been there.
Yeah.
I've been there where halfway through the set, I'm like, I should just pull down a projector and
yeah, it's like
show some slides.
this is weird information. Like you're not going to learn anything. And you're not laughing.
Yeah.
So what is this?
Yep. Wow.
So that is going to be a feeling. I'm not. I'm only going to know in the moment and like learn to be more comfortable with it. I'm excited if that feeling grows, and then I can take that into stand up where I don't feel as much pressure to get a laugh every second.
yeah,
Yeah,
that'd
it's
be
a
awesome.
very anxiety-inducing silence.
Yes,
It's
same.
it's like, well, that even like when it's them just being interested, I don't stop and
Yeah.
think, oh, this is. I mean, interesting's good. An interesting silence is good.
Yeah,
But I just think, oh, this is a failure.
totally.
Yeah, you can't tell the difference between interested silence and
Right.
not interested.
They don't go,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
Yeah, I know. I just hold up a finger. Something. Let me know that you're not
everyone
bored.
touch your chin
Yeah.
if this is interesting.
yeah. Scratch on the noggin. Anything. Some kind of. Yeah.
Well,
Wow.
we watched Renan Hirschberg's one-man show. Remember?
Yeah.
Do you remember how
Oh,
that?
cool.
So
Yeah.
you could talk to him.
Yeah, I talked to Renan about it a little bit. I didn't realize that he had done a number of solo shows, or that's like
Yeah.
how he started. So he gave me a lot of good advice, which was helpful.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
should
he's
do
really
it.
good at it.
And the way he did it was like a fringe where we just showed up at an unknown location where there's a flag, and somebody took the flag, and we followed them to like a school.
Yeah.
And we were
Wait,
like,
what?
yeah.
I don't know why.
This
yeah.
sounds great. I love
No,
this.
I'm-
I love any out of the box craziness.
I thought it was
for
great. I
comedy.
thought it added to the experience.
I thought
That's cool.
It
What?
was like a scavenger hunt almost.
Yeah.
Like we didn't know where we were going, and then we just sat down, and then he performed.
Well, we met at
Wow.
our tickets just said meet at the corner of this street.
Wow.
And we
Yeah.
got there and there were flags, and then some guy was like, "Come follow me."
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, I like this. Oh man,
Yeah,
all
it was
right.
fun.
This is cool.
Yeah.
After that, I was like, "This could suck. I don't care.
Yeah.
I got my ticket price worth."
And it's just the guy in the subway with the spec script. Welcome. Man. So do you have anything that you go to right away to make you come down or feel better, or any calming thing besides the technology in your home?
Yeah, I would go. The boots and the weighted blanket seem to be my outside of me go-to things.
Yeah.
but then the control breathing I think really does help. Yeah,
It really it
It
settles
really is.
you and
Yeah.
You know, like you wound up like a motor, and then
Yes.
the breathing like turns the key and turns you off.
Yeah.
I like that stuff, but I want that. I'm worried about because all the thoughts are repetitive. How do you just get rid of those thoughts?
All together?
Sure. Well, I guess it is that thing of just letting them pass. You were kind of saying it earlier, where
Yeah.
just like you don't try to fight it, you just kind of talk to it. Because eventually, if you talk to it enough, you just exhaust yourself with it,
Yeah.
and then it kind of goes away. It's
Yeah.
like, I mean, like journaling is
Yeah.
really helpful too. So it's like
I
you
haven't thought about that.
yeah, like the journaling, super helpful because then like you're just saying it over and over and over and over again, and eventually it kind of works its way out of your system because
I
you're
hope
like,
so.
man, I'm done. Like eventually you're like, I can't attack this from any more. Like I've bled this dry of all the things that I have in my head about it. It is. That was a major help because I was struggling with the other stuff, and Julia was like, you should start journaling. And usually the way I write stand-up, it's kind of more half like a journal entry.
Same here.
And because I was just working on the one-man show, I wasn't doing that. Because I was devoting all my time to the one-man show. So actually allocating time to journal, I think really was the thing that kind of like really quelled the anxiety.
That's awesome.
I would very
I like
much
that a
recommend
lot.
that.
Yeah. All right.
I might
we learned something.
I might do some journaling. Yeah, that's why I wanted to learn. I want to learn all this stuff.
Yeah, the journaling is a big help, and like just straight, like these are my thoughts, these are my emotions.
Right.
You'll like not try to sneak in jokes or anything like that.
Yeah, that's a issue. I think I'll have to do it in a separate book
Yeah.
Right.
because it's like,
Yes.
this is next to a toaster bit.
Yeah.
Which is coming along, by the way.
Yeah.
Look out, everybody.
It's got some heat.
Yeah.
2020. Look out, everybody.
That toaster bit is set to burn.
Toaster bit.
Hey, you're laughing now. But wait,
that's
just
great.
wait. I'm kidding. I have a
That's
little
great.
toaster bit.
What is the deal with them? No, I'm just kidding.
I like the way you ask so sincerely.
Yeah.
Guys, what is the deal with them?
Just make one thing? It's a whole thing for
Yeah.
just one thing?
But I put bagels in there. They're not called a bageler.
The English muffiner.
Isn't Seinfeld's like a big transcendental meditation guy, right?
Yeah, I will admit that did sway me.
Yeah.
But I did it because I went with Ron on to talk about it, and it was just like you see they showed. I mean, they showed the doctor's results, medical charts. I'm very smart, and and it had the reduce of anxiety and depression and all this stuff. And it was like, yeah, I need this not gone, but definitely lowered.
Yeah.
And that's what got me into it. And then you're like, okay, well, a very successful comic
Totally.
who we all think somewhat alike, if he is praising this thing, maybe it's something. And it certainly, I love it.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Yeah, it's super helpful. Because we all go to therapy. Do you ever feel guilty bringing up the same thing to your therapist over and over again?
Yes, I do
Yeah.
all the time.
I feel so guilty.
I'm just like, I told my mom, I'm like, I got to talk to you about this because I've been boring her with it. And she's like, what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's how my therapist reacts when I'm like, I don't mean to bring this up again. And she's like, what? That's it.
Sometimes my therapist will bring it up, and then I get very excited. You
Ooh.
know?
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
That's a good feeling.
Because she'll be like, maybe this is like more tied to your mom, and I'm like, maybe it is. And why
Yeah.
don't we go over that again? So maybe we should.
Speaking
Like,
of whom?
oh man,
You're
yeah.
listening.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
yeah, that is good. That's like when you hit the 100 in skee ball. You know? Just feels good.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a skee ball machine in your therapist's office?
I wish.
It's an 11-year-old girl.
I think it's because you're stupid.
Yeah. Try candy? I guess I'll give a butterscotch a shot, Emily.
Balloons wick.
Oh, man.
So we usually talk about what made us. Do we have time?
Yeah.
To go into us.
What made us anxiously? Yeah. Let's go.
Oh, me first.
Well, you brought it up.
Well,
This
let's start
is
with
awesome.
Anthony.
I love this.
Well,
This
We're
is
like a
awesome.
married couple.
Should we
It
start
really
with
is
Anthony? Let's start with
unbelievable.
Anthony.
Yeah, all right. No, well, we didn't get to ask him earlier because you hit record before I could talk to
Guys,
him.
did you want me to go?
So okay, so
we usually make fun of and make light of what made us anxious this week.
Oh, perfect.
So who would like to start?
let's do Anthony first in case we have to end early. Because you and me can talk about it at the next episode.
Yeah.
Why? I don't have mine offhand, though.
Well, I can go. That's what I'm
Why?
saying.
I
There's no way he's going to know.
Wait, it made him something that bothered him this week.
Yeah, but we didn't get to ask him before we started.
No, that's
Yeah.
okay. I think I can kind of.
I think it's going to be this.
No, this is very common. Being around people more anxious than myself is,
man.
I think, the reason for my demeanor.
Oh, man.
Because I've surrounded myself with people that are just like you guys.
I'm very anxious because I'm leaving tomorrow for Columbus.
Okay, cool.
I'm doing the Columbus Funny Bone, and you're in a condo all week. I'm anxious about all the anxiety I'll have of being alone. All that time before the show.
Oh, interesting. Julia is very much like that.
Yeah.
And you posted, I just saw your
I
status.
posted, I asked Facebook. I was just like, hey, comics and people that travel, what do you do during the day? Because I want to be prepared.
Yeah, I think from what I know, I think Columbus has like a pretty good. It's kind of like an arty. It's got like some decent museums and stuff like that. I think it's kind of like an art town.
Oh, great! I
Could
might
be
do
wrong,
that.
but yeah.
When I did the Funny Bone and I stayed at your parents' house, I went to the mall and the Funny Bone, the arcade, and they have two arcades. I went to the arcade literally all day for 3 days.
That's great.
Yeah,
And I played.
That's awesome.
I did play skee ball, but
I noticed that being alone is a trigger of mine for anxiety.
Uh-huh.
It's where I'm like, all right, here's the thoughts are like nobody's around, let's hit them.
Oh, right.
So that's when I get my most anxious
Uh-huh.
and my most. What if this happened? And what about this? And oh no, should I have changed this? Should I apologize to this person? So it's like that starts tomorrow.
They're just trying to just go say yes to everything.
Oh God.
Write every apology email.
Oh, I
my
thought
God.
about
You're
it.
supposed to
I really
write.
think about it a lot.
oh my goodness.
No, yeah, no.
So you'll be getting one soon. Hey, listeners, send me your emails.
Yeah, Julia does. She's very much the same way. Where it's alone, her brain starts to attack her.
Right, and that makes me feel weak because it's like, what, am I going to be around people all the time? It's
nice.
Yeah. Well, it is nice, yeah.
Oh, you might be extroverted without
Yeah.
even realizing.
Yeah.
Because I'll get exhausted by people, and it's nothing to do with them. But like I kind of have a cap.
Yeah.
Where then I have to.
This
be
is something
alone.
we've learned is...
Well, that's me. Yeah.
And I hate. I mean, not that I. Yeah, I dislike it sometimes because it's like, I'd love to be around people more, but I get kind of exhausted by it.
Yeah, our therapist, or our therapist told me in private.
Yeah, we don't go together. We
But-
should go to couples counseling, though. So.
But
He just hits record, and I don't...
For the Patreon, just record a therapy session.
yeah, that'd be pretty funny.
It would.
But she says that introverts, they need that time to recharge, and extroverts recharge by being around people.
Yes.
So, like you're probably like me, where I like being around people too. But yeah, it's a battery meter.
Yes.
Where I'm like,
Yeah.
and then I'm alone, and it goes back up, and I'm like, hey, I'm ready to socialize.
Totally.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I am.
Man.
Man, when that battery's out,
Oh boy, am
I check out.
like a lobotomy patient.
Yeah.
Sitting there.
I was
Yeah.
like drool's coming out
Yep.
of my mouth.
Oh, it's horrible.
That's why I go to the club so early. That's for on the other end. I'll go to the club super early and just be waiting
So
To
you could be
socialize?
around some
to so-
people.
Yeah, but then I
interesting.
have social anxiety, so I don't want to talk to anybody.
But you just like being around. But does being around people without talking to them help you?
Sometimes,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's why I'll go to where there's a lot of people and listen to them, and then go, "Oh, that's stupid." And then,
Oh, that
and I
makes
feel
so
better.
much sense, man.
Yeah.
You should have Greg on because Greg has a lot of anxiety. He
Oh,
does
yeah,
the same thing as you, where he'll get to the club at like noon.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
Like it's
I'll
insane.
I'll get there early for the anxiety, not missing the spot. But
yeah.
yeah. That's funny because
I get there 8:30. They have to hold
Yeah.
the show. I'm a real problem.
Then you just go to the mic. Hey, battery's not charged yet. You can leave.
yeah, that's too much. I don't. I'm just a very delicate person.
Very Larry David of you.
I'm starting to get a little bit. I'm starting to get a little salty. I gotta watch.
Oh man.
Well, it's funny because we have some crossover fans. Like when fans
Yeah,
tweet at us.
we've got.
Oh yeah, some Red Dudecast fans.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool, man.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh,
They're-
check out the Atheist Podcast, by the way. Red Dudecast.
We're gonna do it in the intro.
sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know. Okay.
They're all. Yeah, we've been lucky enough to have just nice fans.
Yeah, they're super nice.
Yeah,
yeah.
We've cultivated a zero tolerance if anyone's mean policy because we're all too sensitive.
That's good.
Oh,
yeah, you should.
I think. Well, we haven't had anyone be mean yet, but they're not going to stay around if that's the case.
No, there
yeah.
was somebody who was like trolling us, and I just blocked him.
Oh, I didn't
yeah,
even know.
that's the way to do
Yeah.
it.
I was out
Some
there.
people feed off it. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Somebody wrote to us and was because we tweet like, "What's making you anxious?" Everybody will talk about it, and this
yeah,
one person
yeah.
tweeted at us, and then I tweeted back, "Hey, we talked about it on the episode," and they said, "No link, amateurs." I was like, "All right, you're out."
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Like,
Yeah.
go to hell, Jesus! I'm so mad. I'm so mad just thinking about it.
Yeah. Oh man.
What? I'm not gonna link it to you. You're allegedly our fan.
yeah, some fan. Jesus.
Yeah, you should have the link saved.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Or
Whatever.
just try a little bit
Yeah.
if you're into it.
You should know the name of the podcast.
yeah, and it's
Yeah.
in the bio of the thing
Yeah.
I'm tweeting at you. Okay, I don't know how much time do we have. Okay.
Do you have anything that made you anxious?
So
man.
yeah, I've been tired these past 2 days. When you get sleep deprived, does that increase your anxiety?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's on hold.
That's
Yeah,
part of
it's
it.
on- oh.
Part of Halton.
Oh, I completely didn't even realize.
He's like,
be
there's no
Don't-
SD for
yeah,
sleep deprived.
don't rule out diarrhea though. Andrew.
Maybe
man.
you got tired, Rita.
Dude, just thinking about
that's
diarrhea
dumb.
makes me stressed. That's a scary thought.
Yeah, does it wake you up?
Oh, so you haven't been able to sleep?
Oh yeah. So when I drive a long time and I get home, I can't sleep. I'm like wound up from the drive. I'm always
Right.
drinking coffee. So Sunday came up for Thanksgiving. We recorded. I went home, couldn't sleep. I slept like 2 hours, and then yesterday I go to bed. I can't sleep because I'm all anxious about falling asleep because I didn't sleep the time before. I know we're recording and I have shows, and then I finally get tired, and then it pops into my head this. We had this camera that we had for the podcast, but it was like a GoPro, and the video was all grainy and
Yeah.
looked like a bad cell phone.
Right.
You only like the GoPros, you have to have a kayak or something for them to look good.
Yeah,
The commercials look great, but it's a
Yeah.
guy skydiving.
Yeah.
So I was like,
Well,
this
yeah,
sucks.
it looks good for skydiving.
Yeah, exactly. We gotta have a skydiving podcast where we.
Yeah, you just have to do it that way.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
bring the
yeah.
Zune up there.
Yeah. We throw
Yeah.
our guest out of a plane.
Yeah, it's like, sorry, we got these GoPros, so
We have to use
we
these.
have to use these. We apologize.
Just don't throw Anthony's because of diarrhea in the air.
Oh yeah! Oh my God, it makes like a "Will you marry me" message. Cloud of diarrhea.
Sky pie riding.
So I'm thinking about because we were recording. I'm like, oh man, I wish I had the cameras, and I'm like, oh man, I returned them, and I was like, oh man, I returned them with these SD cards in them.
Oh!
I bought these SD cards for $30 when I bought the camera,
man.
and I returned it with the thing, and now we're gonna have to get a new camera. I got a new SD card, so I was like all wound up from getting all frustrated. I really haven't slept in 2 days. So,
Wow.
Wow.
So I might go to sleep after this.
Because of the two SD cards.
Yeah, dude.
All right.
What the
if,
hell?
If anyone listening, man, send these guys some SD cards. I mean,
That's our.
Oh, it's just like the
great.
stupidity of it. Like, you
Yeah.
know,
it's all right though. Think about like the other person who gets the camera and they get an SD
Yeah,
card.
they get to watch our horrible footage.
They're like, I don't want this GoPro.
Yeah.
This is terrible.
they're like,
I
what
can
are
see
these?
why they didn't release this.
Yeah, they're like, what are these two guys talking? Where's the rapids? Where's the white water?
Yeah, soon they'll be kayaking. I don't know. They're taking a while though.
Is this the prelude? Are they talking about?
They even mentioned it though. It's a little weird. I don't know. I guess this is the drive up. I'm not sure.
Damn.
This is the drive to the airfield before they get on
Yeah.
the plane. They have
They're
to.
they're in the waiting room. All right, we're gonna take off. Man, well, you should meditate.
I'm too tired to meditate. I can't focus.
Meditation
I'm too
is
tired.
a form of rest.
Yeah, but when I get super tired, I get super ADD at the same time. Like I can't focus.
You know what would help is if you closed your eyes and got rid of half the things that are distracting you.
Well, that's tough because I'm tired, so I have to drink coffee, and then I can't really meditate when I'm all caffeinated. Okay.
Right.
It's a cycle.
Do you try
is.
maybe like just exercising that day? Sometimes if just physically it'll exert your body so much that then you just fall asleep.
Yeah, so I would, but today I'm like too tired to exercise. So I couldn't. I was too tired. I couldn't.
You're really not helping yourself. Oh man.
I don't know. I don't know. It seems like you're going to reject it.
Yeah.
No.
Have you tried sleeping? I'm too tired for
I'm
that.
too
Can't do
tired to
that, man.
sleep.
No way. There's no cure for this.
All right. Yeah. Well,
Man,
so that's what I got.
wow.
We'll see.
right. We'll
We'll see if I can fall asleep tonight.
Keep me posted. I'm curious to see how this goes with you trying to do nothing to solve it and expecting it to happen.
I'm doing nothing and nothing's happening. What? You ever see that Simpsons where Ned's family are beatniks
Oh, no. What was that?
and they take Ned into the child detention center and they're like, we can't discipline a man. It's like, it's our beatnik rules. We tried nothing and nothing seems to help. And then, so that's a long long callback to a show that no one has seen.
No, it's okay. I mean, I followed along every step of the way. I thought it was funny.
I'm gonna be
It's an
tired because you
extremely
have to
popular
imagine
show.
a cartoon where these people look like beatniks, but they also look like Ned Flanders.
Everybody knows the Simpsons.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
not an
I thought he was.
obscure Japanese anime.
I think he was one
It's the
step away from
Simpsons.
saying they're yellow.
It's insane. Everyone knows Flanders.
Yeah, but this is Flanders' parents.
Oh,
They look
my
like
God.
him.
All right.
We can imagine.
I think that's what makes it extra funny. Is like
Oh
what
boy.
they look like.
Do you have anything that made you anxious this week?
Yeah, I think just I actually right before I came here, I wrote the whole show, but then the way I did it was then I recorded it into my phone.
Yeah.
And as I was saying it, I was like, "Oh, this is bad."
Oh no.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, that's good because
Yeah.
then I'll just write another pass from recording it, and like that's the only way really to tighten it
Wow.
up before I do it for the first time. But like doing it, I was like, "Jeez!" Like, thank God I recorded it. If I
Man.
went out there with just this,
Yeah.
because I mean, like the idea is that like I'm workshopping it throughout the week, and I'm still workshopping it as I'm doing it,
Right.
But like you want to when you first go up with a joke, whatever it is, give it the best chance possible.
Yeah.
Right.
So it just cuts down the workload a little bit.
Wow. Where are you doing it?
Let's do it at the Creek, December 9th through the 14th, 7 p.m.
All right.
That's
Is
awesome.
this going to be out? Yeah, it'll be
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
Oh, it'll be out the week your show's out.
Oh,
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So perfect.
Come
to the
help me
Creek.
out, man. 'Cause
Yeah.
as of right now, it's not
I'm
very
going to come watch.
Yeah, dude. And we have some listeners that are actually in Queens and stuff.
Yeah, in New York.
Oh,
So,
for sure. That would be great, man. Come out to
come
the
out.
Creek. That'd be awesome.
Where can you reserve the tickets or online?
I think you can do it on the website, but it's like it'll be fine.
Where-
you could just show up.
Where can everyone find you?
On Instagram at Devo for TiVo.
Okay.
And then all show dates are just on my website,
Sweet.
AnthonyDeVitoComedy.com.
Perfect.
There's this other Anthony DeVito that followed me. Is there
Oh,
another
yeah.
comedian named Anthony DeVito?
Yes, he used to do stand up. I think he just does or more does commercial acting now. That
Yeah.
real nice guy.
Really
that's
nice.
cool.
Yeah, he like retweets my stuff. He's
That's
he's
great.
a nice guy. But I was like, he probably took your Twitter handle.
Oh, I'm sure. Before I wrote to him in college, before I started doing stand up, because
Wow.
when he did stand up, I wrote to him in college. I think it was like after 9/11, and I went, "Man, we got to unite and stop these terrorists. They can't handle two Anthony DeVitos." And he did not respond.
It came in a little too hot.
I was so excited. I was like, "And he does comedy? Oh my god!" I was like, "We're gonna be like Rick Moranis and the other guy."
Man, I'll add that to my apology emails. Wow. Well, thank you for being on
Yeah,
this.
of
This was
course.
amazing.
Absolutely.
Thank you so
So
much.
much.
Anytime.
Yeah, and stay tuned for the outro, everybody.
Stay tuned for the outro.
My heart starts beating really fast.
Hey guys, thanks for listening to the episode.
Really appreciate all the support. If you like the podcast, please share it. Tell all your friends. Give us a high rating. Like, subscribe, all that jazz. And we're on social media. I'm at Not Steve Rogers on Instagram and Twitter. Steven Rogers Comedy on Facebook, and StevenRogersComedy.com.
And I am on Twitter, Chavone, SCHIAVONE, and on Instagram, I'm Andrew Chavone, same spelling as before. On Facebook, I'm Andrew.Chavone, and my website is AndrewChavone.com.
Perfect. Thanks for listening, and see you next week, guys.
See you next week.